So give me just a moment. Where is it? Right here. There we go. I'm gonna put this under that. Even though it's not necessarily that, but whatever. Good to go. Okay, so what we are doing today is I am gonna attempt to write this chapter based off of, wait, what, where did that go? This chapter based off of the concept art that I have right here that I'm gonna show you now. So this is the concept art of a particular scene in Death Calling in the first half, and what I'm gonna attempt to do is I am gonna write about it, basically. Make sure it's even looking, but yeah. But we'll pull it up here, grab it down here, blocking my down girlfriend, and that's basically what I'm gonna try to do today. I haven't written in a couple months, but hopefully I can get the creative juices flowing again and write about the scene we have here. And basically the idea is the guy on the Pegasus. Actually, do I have I can really quick pull up a bigger one. I have two of them. Is the basic idea is that the guy on the Pegasus is with the Swan Legion and is trying to stop the Vine Trap, which is the name of this plant monster, from seeding, releasing its seeds. And the guy on the board, the rock, that's what it is gonna be trying to steal one of the seeds. And actually, I just thought of having the Knight Travis also take one of the seeds because they need it for testing back at the castle. So I'm basically gonna try to write this chapter out and see what happens. Yep. So how was I gonna begin it? Nope, not with board. So going from complete scratch. Actually, did I ever give her a name? I need to open up a few things to figure out if I've given her a name. I think I've always just called her the Queen. Oh, Celine. That's what I named her. Okay, there we go. I think that's how I spelled it. Is that the correct way? Selena. Now I need to make sure I spelled that correctly. This is a process. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that is spelled correctly, so we're good. And while I have that open, I can also include this. So yeah, this is a process. Okay, so no. Allspice. Nope. Today's special. Yep. Proceed things. I have it muted. We'll get to the scene momentarily. Not quite yet though, but we'll get to it. So let's see. To a stone and sit on his lap. Next to a stone and sits on his lap. Reading the scroll, I see that it talks about the vine trap that's to the south, near one of the neighbor. However that is spelled, not hibernating. NEIGHBR. Neighboring kingdoms. One of the neighboring kingdoms. A large plant monster that's the size of a small town. That's the size of a small town. The scroll talks about the yearly German nation that happens, and how this year the other kingdoms are allowing the Swan Legion to purge the seeds that are produced. So there was like infighting and whatnot, and there was produced. Actually, I can just include that here. I mean, it's unlikely it's gonna make it to the final draft because like the information I produce in here is gonna be probably talked about well before this, so we already have this information. But putting it here is just like a placeholder, more or less. Allowing the Swan Legion to purge the seeds that are produced this year. I went upon him on his name. It's all of us because of his reality from the last generation. All of us, no. Has been trying to make amends for his father's misgivings. something like that. Yeah. Let's see. Um, wouldn't have anything to do with that monster when it appeared. Or and the Swan Legion, they can live up to like 1,000 years. Like those within the royal family can live up to that, though it's early on it's more like speculation, but by this point, like we know it's for sure. Um, 700. No, not 700. Well, yeah, and that sounds good. Yeah. Small out abscess over lands and causing acid storms above the seeds fall. Lighter than air. None. Something like that. Not putting some few. Not putting some fine time sheets over the lands. It storms wherever the seeds fall, as well as the most that appear when as well as the symbols that appear when they germinate. We're going to the source to no. I'm sending you and a lance. I still need to figure out the terminology for that. So I think a lance is like a group of like 20 or 30 different knights. And King Helios is gonna send a Knight Travis and a lance over to where they're at to take care of the seeds. To deal with the seeds before they touch the ground as they grow incredibly fast. Incredibly. There we go. There's a cage on his lap now. His sneezes as green ooze falls onto his clothing. I stand readying a spell in hand as he looks up with a smile. Looks up with a smile. 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 Also looks over concerned. But King Helios rises the cloth. Helios rises the cloth, covering it, and reveals a trapped mouse inside. These creatures have bulbous noses. Well, a bulb like nose. And a dragon like body, the size of a cat. Like I'll probably figure out a better description when I get to actually writing it, or I mean editing it. Body and the size of a cat. A singular talon. To stand on. Well, its wings are outstretched. Its wings are outstretched. These creatures have. I need to look up the term for it real quick. The crap. Okay. Oh, that's the term. Okay. These creatures have large compound and a bulbous. I know that's a word. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's how you spell it. L-B-O-U. Let's see. Covering it and reveals a tapped mouse. A bulbous nose that can fly like body the size of a house cat. And a singular talent to stand on while its wings are outstretched. Eyes. Bull. No. That's the green ooze dripping from its nose as King Helios speaks again. We've developed an what is the term? What is the term? I'm trying to think of the term. What do you call it? Developed a I mean, it not walks. If I spelled that correctly. Yeah, I'll just use that for now. Variant of the Zim was that we develop a not variant. How do you spell variant? No. Not looking for that variant. There we go. Variant of the Zimos that are also docile. I keep my hand outstretched, readying a ice spot on the creature as King Eos opens the cage to allow it out. It steadily hops out and onto his lap. And I spot steadily. Outstretched out. And the creature. And the creature as I watch for in the room gather before my hand as I speak in tongues. Oh, you in tongues. Ready to file it. How do it spell tongues? File. Speaking tongues. Yes. Develop an alt variant of the Zimos that's also quite docile. I keep my hand outstretched ready in an ice spot on the creature as I watch moisture in the room gather before my hand as I speak in tongues, ready to fire it. King Helios opens the cage to allow it out. He studies to let it out of the cage. It steadily hops out onto his lap and shifts its head. And notice now a green plume of fur around its neck, having never seen one up close before. This is a first. The queen and princess remain silent. While King Helios explains further. Once you and the Lance take out the seeds of the vine trap, please release the not variant of the Zim mouse that we've been creating, so that come next year. Hey Hybrid, how's it going? I'm just doing some typing, trying to actually do what I made the channel for, which is promoting the book and writing the book. Did you want to do a game later on? They got the seeds of the vine trap. Please release the not variants of the Zimos that we've been creating, so that come next year we won't need to. Isn't that fun? Is it a fun game, or are you just trying to get really high level in it or something, like you said yesterday? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I see why you played. That's kind of why I play BioShock every now and then, because it's a childhood game of mine. Or Singularity, like the game I was doing yesterday. Not yesterday, a few days ago. To continue on this. The other kingdoms don't know we've been producing these. So it's best that we keep it silence. That we keep quiet until next year. I don't know. I'll have to figure out the actual logistics of how I'm gonna do this. Oh, nice. I never got into that game. I mean, I knew about it, but it never like came up on my radar to actually play. Yeah. Mm. Is it on Steam? I can always check it out. Keep quiet until next year. Mm-mm. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it after I'm done trying to type this chapter out. Zoom back into the cage. It's sneezing. Listen. Again as the green ooze comes out of the green ooze lands on his clothing. From what I know about them, the sneezes are supposed to produce acid, which helps feed the vine trap and allows it to seed. I have to figure out the actual word. I know there's a proper word for that, but for now it's just seed. On the acid from the mixes with the rains from the constant storms that are around the vine trap. That is what creates the proper conditions for it to seed. And once more, it's proper for it to seed. Yeah. So we're not even to the larger part that I'll be getting to shortly. The Queen mentions Queen taking out the fuel as it were, we can nullify the production of the seeds so I think I'm gonna make it so that the Swan Legion is very science oriented. So yeah. And hopefully we can find a proper way to either harvest it or destroy it. We haven't found any use for its uses, so we're going to destroy it. We're going to destroy it as long as the other kingdoms agree. Sorry, that about. Everybody else says. Okay, so wait, did I bring up that he's taken the lance out? Yeah. Yeah. Is all already a carriage? No, it's stagecoach. Stagecoach and all of these that you are to fly over the vine trap and release. They will mix with the others and hopefully eradicate the what is the term? Eradicate the actual mouse. Yeah. I bow and take my leave. Again, like rough draft, it's gonna be lost. Well, not lost, but gonna look like crap. But after a few edits, it will look a lot better. Take my leave. As in a few hours. Now within, not within, but now just outside, out of reach of the many tendrils that the vine trap has to ensnare its prey, which anything that comes close will either be rained on by the acid of the mouse or the find up has to ensnare its prey, which anything that comes close will either be rained on by acid by the Zinmos or eaten by the larger heads that by the larger mouths of the larger mouths. Let's just leave it at that. Large has continued for decades around vine trap remains fueling yeah, let's just say fueling it. Continued. Something like that. Means fueling it. I step forth before the lands that I'm in charge of and tell them of the plan. To bring to someone. Okay, and tell them of the plan. So, let's see. I'm drawing a blank right now. Let's see. Let's see, how do I want to begin this? Tap at the plan. which tonight py. I don't know. I need to think of a better ranking system than just calling them all nights. Find the stage codes with the UI is on over the vine trap or the vine trap and release the Zim mouse inside, something like that. Inside. Night Elmo will be in charge of setting file to all of the be in charge of setting file okay, Night Elmo will be Night Elmo and the rest of you. Okay, well, no. Night Elmo and a group of you will be calling file bots. Be holding firebots at the seeds when the I need to look up name of it. Not wrong one. And let's see what I want to call it. What's the terminology? Is it? Let's see. Which one is most like what I'm trying for? I think it's this one. The stigma. Okay. Rises from its mouth. Okay, so there we go. Night Elmo and a group of you will be holding firebots at the seeds when the stigma arises from its mouth. While the rest of you will prevent the tendrils and jihad. Trying to think of how I want to do this, because I'm trying to think how you stop a plant. And fire is usually the best way. and the rest of you will distract its tendrils and heads from Leroy. Yes. Okay, I think that works somehow. So let's see. Okay, do I want to continue with Night Travis or do I want to go to Godric now? No, wait, I need, okay. It's not almost steps forth before pointing eyewards as a shadow appears within storm clouds. Wait, as a shadow, light, as a shadow appears within the storm clouds from a lightning strike. A large board has a rock has appeared. Wait, no. It sucks. Within the storm cloud from a lightning strike. Looking at the shape, I recognize it to be a rock, but are we back? Are we back? Stupid OBS. No, I don't even know if it's OBS, but stupid whatever. Looking at the shape, I recognize it to be a rock, but their kingdom shouldn't. Should, SHOU, shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be here. That is clearly a rock. And there are only two left. There are only two left. According to intel, a male and female. But why is it here? I shout to Knight Elmo to proceed once the stigma rises. Once the stigma rises. I shout to Knight Elmo to proceed once the stigma arises. And then wait, I shout to Knight Horde tight, but to proceed once the stigma arises, and then take flight on my Pegasus. Asparagus. No. Yeah, they're flying around on giant asparaguses. Flight on my Pegasus. How the crap do you spell that word? Where is it? There we are. Then take flight on my Pegasus. Heading for the skies to speak with the rock. Nope. Okay. Now we switch over to Godric. So we have Travis's perspective, and now we have Godric's perspective. Okay, so on the back of the female rock, she has agreed to accompany me to the vine trap as I hold information about for a stolen eggs. So the whole egg thing is going to be a pretty big plot line throughout the entire story. Accompany me to the vine trap as I hoard information about her stolen eggs. And eggs. We enter the thunderstorm. That surrounds vine trap as I glimpse a large group of knights, and nights below, as it's around this germination time for the vine. And let's see, what is it? How did I spell that before? Germination. Into the dawn, the storm that surrounds the vine trap as I glimpse a large group of knights below. Low, period. I need to change that real quick. Let's do this. It's on germination time for the vine trap, and I am on orders from the leg. Wants to steal one of its seeds. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I forgot to bring that up before. Okay, so what is it? Okay, Kingdoms agree. King is the thing. But if, okay, says, if you can get a seed before it touches the ground and bring it back, you can do further tests. We can't let the other kingdoms know we're doing this. And then touches. Okay. We're just calling a monster here. You don't want to put the same word like 3 times in a row, basically. That's just poor writing. Hearts. Sharply ended. Sharply to be precise. So I still steal one of its seeds. Recruiting the rock would be my best bet, as it can fly quickly around the seeds, around the tendrils. I recall the premonition I had before talking with the rock through telepathy. About the premonition I had before talking with the rock through telepathy about my request. Originally, she wanted to go there and grab one horse self and bring it back. Somehow I need to make it more organic, and because she wanted to do this herself, she finds it demeaning that Godric needs to be on her as she is riding, as she is flying to it. So she needs to want to go then grab one herself and bring it back. But after I told her that she'd be killed were I not to fly with her, or fly on her back, she submitted and is allowing me to fly on her. Which is one going. That she'd have her head cut off by one of the tendrils. No, I'll save that for later. I told her that she'd be killed. Why not to fly on her back? She submitted and is allowing me to fly on her. Hear the beating of wings behind me as a knight flies up to us, and I direct the rock to follow my sight. So like any way that Godric is looking, the rock is not gonna be looking, because like Godric has a build like magic ability or something that allows him to do so. So it did start over. Let's see. Continued. So that means I even have to do it over here. Oh wait, no, it's still going. Good. Okay, at least YouTube isn't stupid. Godric is, do you see the picture down here? Godric is the guy on the rock, which is the big board right here, in the like cloak. That's who Godric is. In my story. So, I mean, I can, well, you should be able to see it. Let's see if I can bring this up. Maybe it's a bit bigger this way. So yeah, Godric is the one on the rock. So the big board over here on the left. So he is my take on a overpowered character, like how you see in anime. So that's what he's doing. So I hear the beating of wings behind me as the knight flies up to us, and I direct the rock to follow my sight. We rush. No, we fly through the storm into the eye of it as masses of them mouse are there and sneezing. Because that's what they do. They sneeze and they spit acid basically from their sneezes. Earlier on, I described what they look like. You can always, well, let's see, where do I describe what they look like? So the Zemos are creatures that have large compound eyes and a bulbous nose, a dragonfly-like body the size of a house cat, and a singular talent to stand on. So that's what a Zemos is. There, and sneezing. There are acid raining down as I see the stigma arising out of the vine trap's mouth. Seeds attached to it as tendrils and the heads of as tendril and as attached to it as its tendrils start tendrils flaring about. Tendrils start S-T-A-R-T start flaring about. Don't do this to me. What is going on? Why is Steam being stupid? Not Steam, OBS. I don't know. It's walking, so. Okay, so I see the stigma rise out of the vine trap's mouth. Seeds attached to it as its tendrils start flaring about and trying to hit us. I see other knights on Pegasus start to arise, and they begin launching firebots. Launch UNCH firebots. Oh, oop. Let's start that up. There we go. They begin launching firebots at the Zim mouse to start to. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Do you like the art? I have in the description who did it for me and whatnot. So if you wanna go ask him for a request, you're more than welcome to. I had it commissioned by him. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's very good. So both his Discord name and uh, Tumblr is in the description if you want to talk with him about that. Nighttime Pegasus start to rise and they begin launching fireballs at the Zimmos who start to mass around some of the knights. On some of the knights. Mass. Knights. Yeah. The knight following me shouts. I can, yes, the knight following me shouts. Thank you. Yeah, there is another art he did earlier on. If you want to check actually I'll just post the actual video for you. Let me find it real quick. This one right here. Paste. Yeah, give it. He also did the art for that one, so if you like it, give him a chat. Yeah, no problem. Follows me. The knight following me shouts. That I can't do. I tell. I remain silent. Remain silent. That I can't do. I remain silent as we come closer to the stigma. Both of us dodging the tendrils as a stagecoach. Coach. Cart. Stage. Let's say stagecoach flies up to us. Well, not flies up to us, but flies closer and opens its door as many other Zimmos are released. Dodging. The tenders as a stagecoach flies closer and opens its door as many other Zimmos are released. I don't care for what is happening. I just need to grab one of the seeds before it touches the ground as the stigma flares and the seeds start what do you call it? Flying off. Before it touches. Flying off. The Zim most that are the Zimos. Let's see what I'm flying off. Let's see what I want him to do. I shake the night following me off as I fly through one of the many mouths that are as I fly to one of the many mouths and see that the stage it has been cannibalized by the Zim mouse. The acid. Okay, maybe cannibalize is too strong of a word. Has been destroyed and melted. Yeah, melted by the Zimmos. The acid destroying it. Well, the night that was on it falls, and the night following me dies for him instead. Yeah, no. One word. I mean lowercase. That's destroyed it. Falls in the night following me dives for him instead. Let's see. A seed flying away. A firebolt hits it before I can catch it and knocks me off the rock as she continues flying a bit longer before a tender ensnares her and brings her body to its mouth. I am able to fly on my own, but I choose to keep it secret. I choose to keep it secretive. I think that's the correct spelling. But I choose to keep it secretive as I go for another seed. But it's the same, getting blown out, getting destroyed find the Legion Knights firing their fire bots at them. Firing. One that seems okay. One of few remaining still stuck to the Digma. I fly close to and grab as I myself am batted out of the air with it in my arms. Okay. Got out of the air with it in my arms. Batted out of the air by a tendril. With it in my arms. Landing close to the vine trap. Trap my protective barrier. Smashing. I don't have the energy to reproduce another one. Wait, no, I'm smashing. My protective barrier is smashing. I don't want to reproduce another one, having used too much magic already. My body glowing again, and a waning headache. Starting. I get to my feet as the seed begins to sprout in my arms. And I flee as fast as I can on foot, hoping no one sees me. Okay, I actually think that was all I had thought of for this chapter. So I mean, when I do the edits, it's gonna look a lot better, clearer, clearer, and all that fun stuff. But that will be it for now. When I have another chapter I thought of, I will do that too. It probably, it takes time for, so what I'll do is I'll switch over to this. So, auto stop. So it takes time for one of these commissions to be made, and money. And I'm probably not going to do one for a while again. But for the time being, when I do another chapter, it will just be chapter. There's not going to be like an art piece to go with it. But this particular art piece, this commissioned art by friend, the Beast, not the Best. Well, that's his username. Is well, he made it for me. So the thing is, the vine trap, the plant monster back here, it's about the size of a football field. I mean, football stadium. So they are fighting a pretty big thing. And as I put in the story, both the rock and probably a few of the knights are gonna die. Like this world is all about survival, so that's about it. But if you like the story or like the stuff, I'm gonna make sure his information is in the description below, so you can always go to him and see if you want him to make a art piece for you. And that is about it. So we'll talk later. Have a good day, good evening, wherever you're at, and see you later. Goodbye.